talked about importance of hydration, and we went over some basic clothing shelter items. I'm going to go into that in another section. It's a bit involved for what we're doing here. Now I'm just going to basically rampage through the miscellaneous other items here, and I've talked enough here, so I'll try to cut it down to something a little more manageable. On the pack itself, little flashlight, just 2 AAA batteries. I also keep a spare house key clipped inside the bag. I have another one on my keychain, but this is the extra if anything ever happened to that. I have on the outer strap a little Gerber moldy tool, which I picked up years ago, but had it mostly because it had a flashlight, and I've since broken the flashlight, so at that point it's moot. A little set of pace counting beads for counting your pace, and a little keychain, I don't know if you can see it here, little keychain thermometer, also very important. And I've got some of these little gear clips that are pretty handy for just hooking things on when you don't want to take them in and out of the pack. I had another flashlight that was clipped to this pouch, but the batteries died. I took it off, took it to work to buy new batteries, and forgot to bring it home. So, shame on me. Okay, I want to add this to the shelter items. Ron Hood, in one of his videos, made a very good point about bringing a pair of work gloves, and why nobody else thought of it before, but he brought it up, and I said it was a good idea. Thank you, Ron. Work gloves are really nice if you've got to drag things out of the bushes, and there's thorns and they're sharp. I climbed through a chunk of swamp in South Jersey a couple years ago and tore my fingers to pieces trying to get over some logs, and well, I wish I'd had a pair of these. I also forgot to mention heavy duty size space blanket. This is like the little emergency ones, except it's much bigger, much bulkier, but it's far sturdier. This has the attachment grommets, kind of like a painter's cloth or a drop tarp, and it's brightly colored on one side, it's shiny on the other side. You can use this as an emergency tarp. Supposedly, according to I think the package, one side was radar reflective, so if the Navy is looking for you, they will pick you up in the middle of the ocean. Okay. Oh, let's just start here with what's on top. Compass. All kinds of different compasses out there. This one is a Kamanga military style compass. I don't know if I would recommend this. It's a very good compass in and of itself, but it's designed for military use, not really for commercial backpacking. It took me a while to figure out why there's 2 different compass things on here. One is for your standard 360-degree compass rose, and the other is Mills, which is for plotting artillery. Compass is still good, it's just maybe not specific to regular hiking. A little pouch here. I put a whistle on the end of it. Put a whistle and my own homemade little paste beads. Don't laugh, they're pretty, but shut up. And just a whistle. If you're going to have an emergency kit, have an emergency whistle. This little pouch that I found room for in the compass pouch. It's a homemade signal mirror. I put a little compass rose on the back as well. This is that reflective stuff you replace your side mirrors with from the auto shop, and I just cut it down to square, and they're flat, so they'll fit right into pretty much any old pouch. These were survival cards, navigation cards from a company called EC, and they've got different scales on them, and there's some little cards here how to use them, so they're nice. And I just put a little piece of paper in here so I can make notes. Candles. Pink Lady candles, cheap. Wrap them up in tin foil. They're actually pretty bright. You can cut them down if you want them in a smaller kit, and they're quick and easy to replace. This is a Candle Lantern by Candle Lantern. Comes in its own nice little tube. I've obviously beaten the snot out of this one. Which nice, you can hang it up. It's windproof so that the wind's not going to blow out your candle. You're talking about using the space blankets. This will, you could sit on the ground and the heat will come out and you can kind of wrap up in it, but you don't have a live open fire to risk burning yourself. And when you want it out, you just blow it out. And the candles are also very easy to find and replace. Fire. Two forms of fire here. I've got a fire starting tool. This is a blast master, I forget now which, designed to be handheld. You push this part onto the ground and it scrapes. Let's see if I can get it to work here. It's not going to do it because I'm holding. There you go. And there's your fire. It will put out a pretty decent pile of sparks. Good survival starts with good planning. Fire starting tools, there's all sorts of different kinds. Test them, know how they work before you go out and have to rely on them. Some of them will fire the first time you use them. Some of them are really crummy and don't work at all. So test these. Cotton balls in Vaseline for fire starting. Tinder to go with. This little orange case has matches. I also wrapped duct tape around the outside, so I had some handy black duct tape. And here I have matches. I have waterproof strike on the let's start that again. Windproof, waterproof, strike on the striker matches. I also have a sewing needle, and I have another fire starting tool, a little tiny one that fits in here, so I have a backup to the backup to the backup. Coleman glow sticks. These are nice if you're out in the dark. You can hang them up on a tree, mark your position, leave your position for somebody else to find you. And they're bright enough that you can actually kind of read with them. So if your flashlight batteries die, you have a plan B to see what you're doing. Hand warmers. Gotta have these in the wintertime. It's about 90 degrees with a heat index of 101, so I don't really need them today, but camping out in February, must have. Got to have my candy. Again, a couple more packages of emergency, a little electrolyte powder. We learned that lesson the hard way. Ziploc bags. It starts raining and you don't want your phone to get wet, or your camera. There you go. You can also fill these full of water if your hydration bladder goes south on you. These are fairly sturdy. You have that. Spare toilet paper. And a Zippo. Oh, there goes the toilet paper. There goes the Zippo. Zippos I'm not a big fan of for hiking. They, well, they're not airtight and the fluid tends to dry out, even though they're kind of cool looking. So these are not the most reliable thing to carry. Signal mirror and a whistle. These are, I don't know if they still make these. I found these at Walmart. They're Ignito fire starters. They come in a waterproof pouch, and what you do is you light it with a match and it will get your barbecue started. I found out from playing with them that you can actually cut the package open and light them with a fire starter. I don't think they would like you to do that. It is toxic, so don't breathe it, and you don't want to get it on your hands. But if you were absolutely stuck somewhere, you've got a waterproof fire starter there. couple of area maps just to, get up this morning, decide to go for a wander. I have some kind of idea of where I am. A little more toilet paper, a little bit of hand sanitizer, and for the New Jersey Pine Barrens, an absolute must-have, bug net. Absolutely will not go out without this. Little AM FM radio, want to get the weather reports. This is a Grundig, and it's, well, there you go. Little homemade first aid kit. Basically made this in the drugstore, so it's easy to replace. Chapstick, disinfectant, band-aids, and really I just made it to my own usage there. If you've got allergies, it's worth making these things and stocking up on them. Put on your own personal stuff in there. Food. Oh, insect repellent. This is Repel. What it does not do in New Jersey is repel the insects. But it will make a fairly okay fire accelerant. There's some better stuff out there. I carry some stuff called it's called Bins, B-N-S, and it does much better. This, again, I grabbed this at Walmart because I needed bug spray. It's okay, but belligerent mosquitoes aren't impressed with it. Little hot chocolate here. Little tin foil for cooking, for all sorts of miscellaneous uses. A little tool here. This is a Tops pocket saw. I put this little bandana thing on here so I could find it in the pack. Relatively inexpensive, but nice little tool to have. Food-wise, this is the entree to an MRE pack. I think I ate the cookie and the crackers stuff out on a hiking trip. Some people hate MREs. I don't have a problem with them. You eat them cold. You can, if you don't have the heater packet to go with them, and I'm going to go into this also later on in another installment, you can just eat them cold or boil them in a pot, or if you have a little frying pan, cook them up that way. This one is macaroni and cheese, which I may just give to my friend's kid because he eats nothing but macaroni and cheese and likes this kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of mac and cheese. A couple packages of instant soup. This is just a little bathroom kit, toothpaste, little portable, real portable, they're all portable. One of those little tiny toothbrushes, and once I get something stuck in your teeth. They come in a little pack there, like 6 for a couple bucks. And a little bar of soap. I don't really need that for a day hike, but if I'm camping overnight, it's nice to not smell bad the next morning. And I don't know what that was now. A couple packages of Tide from the trial aisle at the supermarket. I've been camping where I just filled a trash bag full of water, threw my clothes in it, and a little pack of this, let it sit for a while, rinsed everything out, and it's nice clean clothes. You get dirty when you camp, but it's nice to have the option of not being dirty. And parachute cord. I think this is $5.50. This particular, well, the cord we're looking for here is kind of a nylon sheath, and if you pull it open, there's a couple of smaller nylon threads in there which you can use for small projects, fishing line, and this is pretty sturdy stuff. I like the brightly colored stuff so that when I set up my tent, I don't choke myself walking. When I don't see the cords, I don't trip over them, and I don't strangle myself on them. Slingshot. You check your state laws on these things, because if you get caught with them, at least some places here, they are considered felony weapons, and you're going to be in a world of trouble. last thing here, little cook pot. This is, I don't know what this is. This has a little flat top. The top of it becomes a little skillet, and then you can boil water inside the center. I've got a lighter. I made this into a little kit. I've got a lighter, some bouillon cubes, some honey, and a little pocket knife here, a little flat knife for skinning things, and some hot sauce. I also must have taken it out, had a little Esbit stove that sat in here. It was flat, a little square stove. Let me figure where that went. This is why we check the gear before we go out. There's a little flat Esbit stove which runs on a fuel tablet. It's about the size of a deck of playing cards, and you just light it with a match and it will sit under and you can cook things and boil water. And that is pretty much the guts of the pack, except for one thing.